Om Swastiastu. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for the time given to our group to explain the material analysis about the article. Lecturer is Igusti Ngurah Wijaya Mahardika, SPD MPD. Before we start about the presentation, I want to tell you about our members group. The first, Iwayan Eka Pratama. The second, Iketut Dharma Santika. And me, Ika Mangacana. And the last one, Kede Alda Praja Pratama. What is topic about? Introduction, methodology, result and discussion, conclusion. In introduction is about the background of the study. What is the background of the study? The background of the study is in the teaching of language, speaking as considered as one of the language skill that had to be mastered in learning English. The student had to be able to speak. Why the research doing the research? Doing the research is about from the formulation of the problem described above as for the purpose of research to be done is to find out whether or not improving the student speaking ability through dialogue. So it can be stated that through speaker might request express their thought and argue an issue with the speakers try to affect their listener. Thus, the learning of speaking can be separated from language. About the dialogue, we can know about the how he want, how he might request, express their thought, and argue an issue. And the next, research gap. The research gap is very important in the article because about the research gap, the researchers can know about the new something. The research gaps is about the information gaps. Information gaps presented with dialogue prop on keyword well, particular for students of higher profession levels. In information gaps, activities and individual student or one group of students has access to some information that is written from either student or group of students. The second student group must acquire this information in order to complete to act successfully. In information gap are stimulation because they contain problem solving. And the next material continued by Igede Alda Praja Pratama. Time is here.
Okay, thank you for the time. And next material, methodology. Methodology, the type of the research approach. The quantitative approach means that that present in the form of the number because the method is explained in the form of that and numbers like this. Population. The population of this research was student of the SMK Ki Sumba Opu. Sungguh Minasa, the student of SMKK. T. Sumba Opu Suminasa has 15 class. Number 2, sample. Based of the population above, the researcher used for positive sampling to select the sample because the population too big and substantial from teacher. In this case, the researcher to 29 students from the population. So the research class that grade XP X1 class and the researcher be easy to manage to class. And research instrument. The research was the choice to kind of this research they are test and recording. Number 1, test. The researchers was given the text student a dialogue from in X. Dialogue has the different activities and dialogue to expression at X meeting that will be done later. The text foundation is done to find out how far student can speak the word out on the dialogue. Number 2, recording. This recording is done when the student from the parties of dialogue activity or the way when the text, when the reading the script of the dialogue given to the student of the function of this recording is to rectify and the event of the assessment error performed by the researcher when assessing the correctly and the classroom. Thank you. And the next material, sir. Sebenarnya Eka ya.
Thank you, Gunelda, for explaining the material. And the next material continued by Iwayan Eka Prama. Time is yours.
Thank you for this time, Artana. Result and discussion. The result and discussion is result based on the rescue A's. The result of the post can be classified as good. The data described in most of success improve this score into speaking encouraged by use icebreaker. Strength the improvement is also followed by this K. Next, look out for novelty. In this research kit of the dialogue, which used by research in mini dialogue or short dialogue and use picture dialogue too can make students interesting to learn English in class. 2. This compressibility to rest bank of interaction or some details of phonology, grammar, and discourse. Explain that Fucli defined as the ability to score communicative intent without too much pause or breakdown in communication. Thank you, Archana.
Thank you, Eka, for the explain. And the next material continue by me. Conclusion of the article. Conclusion, based on the findings and discussion in previous paper, the researchers concludes that the application of dialogue is called improving the student speaking ability and the stand up as MKT of speaking influence, because the application of use dialogue can help students to generate their idea and also improve their process. The second, that the ratio of test follow is greater than fever. It is said that the null hypothesis is rejected and the interactive hypothesis was accepted. 3. The significant difference score between pre-test and post-test show that the use of dialogue in teaching speaking was successful to improve the student speaking. The suggested from the researchers. 1. It is suggested to the English teacher that they use dialogue as the alternative in the teaching and learning process to improve the student English skill, especially speaking ability in the speaking influence. The next, the students are expected that they improve their intensity in learning speaking through dialogue. Third, the teachers should also get higher motivation to the student to practice their speaking ability and to know how important English speaking is. This strategy can be used as an addition strategy or further research with different discussion for the next research. 5. Further research need to be conducted and explore more about the influence of dialogue to improve speaking ability for senior high school and university students. The 6. Further research explore more about the influence of dialogue to improve writing, reading, and listening skill. The last one, the next research explore more about the effects dialogue to other research. Thank you for watching my video. That's all about our material. Thank you for watching and thank you for your attention. Om Santi 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 Om.